Matthew 13, verse 16. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them. Call Holayim La Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah Ba'ashem Rakakodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders that prophesied and rule well for the hopeful 144 and the 1/3 of Yasharallah, who this world refers to as Israel, starting at the house of great millstone. Shalom to you, Akim, who teach and learn in sincerity. Shalom to the Akwith, who learn in sincerity. It's your brother, Kanan, and this will be entitled Self-Inflicted Wound. Okay? The prophets, the apostles, my elders, they have been telling us that when they come down with this harsh draconian measurement, that with this immigration, starting with the northern tribe, which I am a northern triber of Gad, so I hold true to, and when they come down with this draconian measurement, that it's going to affect them, and oh yes, it is, and this is a little ha 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 egg in your face moment for me, for my people. Okay, so we're gonna get straight to this. Obadiah chapter 1, verse 8. Shall I not in that day? What day? The day we living in today, 2025. Apostle Tahar deemed this the hopeful year of Jacob's salvation and the hopeful year of Esau's demise. Okay? Remember, when the babies was born, when the twins was born, Esau came out first, red all over, and Jacob came out holding the heel of Esau's foot. Okay? We got next. All right? So that's the day. So let me start this over. Obadiah 1 and 8. Shall I not in that day, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, even destroy the wise men out of Edom? Who's Edom? Those red people that pretend to be everybody else but who they truly are. Those vulture culture snatchers. Culture vulture snatchers. My bad. Okay. I just mentioned in the last video that it must be Halloween every day because they dress up and pretend to be everybody but they self. Yeah, everybody but themselves. Okay. Out of Edom. And the understanding out of the mount of Esau. Who is Esau? The progenitor of Edom. His children. Okay? His children. Starting with the Ish people. All right? And then trickling down to all of his people. Okay? The Russians. The over here in spiritual Babylon. Nero. The so-called Europeans who act the Romans, you name it, okay? Everybody but taking their identity, Edom, okay? So let me read this one more time. Obadiah 1 and 8. Shall I not in that day, the day pertaining to now, these times, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, even destroy the wise men out of Edom and the understanding out of the mount of Esau. Okay, so I named this self-inflicted wound. And once again, we're talking about the immigration, the harsh draconian immigration, removal of the people who are actually indigenous, native to this land. My people, okay, my northern tribe. All right, and you southern tribe. I don't. Look, I hate African Americans. I hate black people. Okay. I hate people who say that they're anything but Yasharala, to be honest with you. Even Northern Tribe. I hate Mexicans. I hate Indians, okay? We know if you have an understanding, then we can talk. Okay, that's the point where I'm coming from. So let's clarify that. But you Southern tribe that's taking pleasure in watching this happen to the Northern tribe. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh yeah. Fair use copyright 107. Fair use copyright. I'm not selling a product. This is strictly for educational purposes. If you read the details, you can see that I'm allowed to use this. I'm not selling a product. Okay, let's get it.
Immigration law just isn't working out. Most immigration workers left, so this farmer hired Americans. Problem is, he says, most show up late, work slower, and are ready to head home after lunch. Some even quit after just one day out in the field. And farmers say many Americans are not physically fit and simply don't work fast enough.
Many of our local farmers are dependent on immigrant labor to pick their crops every day. And that's the produce you and I are buying in the grocery store. But many of the men I spoke with agree that immigrants need to be legalized in some form or fashion. Several of the farmers I spoke with today off camera say the inconsistency of the immigration law is already hitting their business. They told me workers are simply moving to states who do not have immigration laws, and they say that could jeopardize farming.
The state's tough immigration law just isn't working out. The state's tough immigration law just isn't working.
So you understand now why I named this self-inflicted wound? Egg in your face. Okay, listen, everything the Edomites touch from now on, all of them will go against them. All right, believe me, starting over here in spiritual Babylon. Okay, because once again, Russia's, they're Edomites too, but Yahweh Bashim Yahushua has a plan for them. Okay, he's building their might back up to help bring down once again the Egyptians versus the Egyptians. But over here in spiritual Babylon, put a fork in this bitch. She's done. Okay, and I'm gonna end this with the book of Ezekiel 35 and 5. And notice, I'm not going to babble on about what you just heard because you heard it straight from the source. It's over for you motherfuckers. So with the lack of the work, what's that going to lead to? Inflation. Okay, here we go. Ezekiel 35 and 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and has shed the blood of the children of Yasharallah, you so-called African Americans, Native Americans, Hispanics, okay? You speckled birds that look like other nations, that because we're scattered amongst all the corners of the earth, yet your father's seed, his lineage, his heritage comes back directly to Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, you, Israel, by the force of the sword. By the what? The sword, his blessing. Okay, he's always using it. All right, that's his go-to move. In the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Okay, how much more now in 2025 has their iniquity? Look, once again, now they crying. Now the people, the money makers is already crying. All right, look, you heard it straight up. I don't even have to refer to what you just heard. I'll play it again for you though. My pleasure. Therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, never. Once again, his blessing was a sword. They eat it. They're the living vampires, and that's why they make vampires white, because I guess that's how they actually want to look. But they know they're red, though. Even blood shall pursue thee. I mean, for real, why do they got the white paint on the vampires? Because they know they vampires, and I guess they really do wish they look white. Because they already are fucked up by the sun. Damn it. The water y'all about Shimei shot. Right. How can they be the people? Off of that, though. Thus will I make Mount Seir a people before a place. Okay? Most desolate. And cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth. So this place is out of here. Spiritual Babylon, spiritual Egypt, spiritual Sodom and Gomorrah, spiritual Nineveh. Okay? And I will fill his mountains and his Salakia. Ezekiel 35:8. And I will fill his mountains with slain men in thy hills and in thy valleys, and all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. Okay, once again, the blessing of Esau. I will make thee perpetually desolate, and thy cities shall not return. And ye shall know that I am Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, because thou said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine. Who is that? The northern and southern tribes, okay? The 12 tribes of Yasharallah. And we will possess it. Whereas Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai was there. Therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Allah power, I will even do according to thy anger and according to thy envy, which thou hast used out of thy hatred against them. And I will make myself known amongst them, and I will have I will have judged thee. So I'm gonna read that correctly. All right, this is Ezekiel 35:11. Therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Allah power, I will even do according to thy anger and according to thy envy, which thou hast used out of thy hatred against them. Against who? Against the children of Yasharallah, you so-called African Americans, Native Americans, African Americans, Native Americans, Hispanics, and you spread it amongst the abroad that look like other nations, but you still come back to the same people. We still the same 12 tribes, okay? And I will make myself known amongst them when I have judged thee, okay? When he has judged you, just like he judged the Pharaoh in Egypt, when he had Moses lead us up out of Egypt. Same scenario, just bigger stage, the ultimate stage. The final it's the final countdown. Dun 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 dun. Straight up. Ezekiel 35:12. And thou shalt know that I am Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Like I said, he's setting up the dominoes to knock them down. Grand finale. You know what I mean? The best ever science project. All right. And that I have heard all thy blasphemies, which thou hast spoken against the mountain of Yasharallah, saying, they are laid desolate. They are given to us to consume. Okay, they are given to us to consume. Have our way with them. Do however. Okay, remember at the beginning it said when our iniquity had come to an end. They never took their foot off our neck. Now, once again, what did I name this? Self-inflicted wound. Let me remind you why.
Out. Most immigration workers left, so this farmer hired Americans. Problem is, he says, most show up late, work slower, and are ready to head home after lunch. Some even quit after just one day out in the field. And farmers say many Americans are not physically fit and simply don't work fast enough.
Many of our local farmers are dependent on immigrant labor to pick their crops every day. And that's the produce you and I are buying in the grocery store. But many of the men I spoke with agree that immigrants in the need to be legalized in some form or fashion. Several of the farmers I spoke with today off camera say the inconsistency of the immigration law is already hitting their business. They told me workers are simply moving to states who do not have immigration laws, and they say that could jeopardize farming.
The state's tough immigration.
Which brings me to this. I just realized something, Akim. It may not be all the time pleasure in the kingdom, because if we got lazy employees like this, we're gonna have to whip their ass into shape. So that's going to be work within itself. Now, we may take pleasure in it. I will. But I'm just saying that's going to be a task within itself. We will be working. We got to teach these motherfuckers how to work. With that, I pray that this was edifying. Shalom.